Ahoy everyone, welcome to Arclay Overcast. Since the initial announcement of Resident Evil Requiem, I quickly developed some hope that this game would tie some stuff together from the other games and provide some closure on some of Resident Evil's unsolved mysteries. With the millions of excited fans came millions of questions and theories, which has been absolutely incredible and inspiring. While I haven't covered much of Requiem on this channel, I suddenly felt like throwing something together real quick concerning 3 questions in particular I've had floating around in the expanse of my cranial universe since the first reveal trailer. My first question is pertaining to a thus far unsolved mystery about the main protagonist of Requiem herself, Grace Ashcroft. Now, the entire concept of Grace Ashcroft and the tying somewhat back to the Outbreak games totally threw me off and surprised the living soft serve out of me. I love the Outbreak games so much, and seeing Alyssa Ashcroft return to the series as Grace's mother, one of my first questions was, who is Grace's father? Now, Grace's dad doesn't technically have to be one of the dudes Alyssa escaped Raccoon City with, but it would certainly be cool and make total sense because of the deep bond they had from their
shared trauma.
In this original ad for Outbreak, we see Alyssa side by side with RPD officer Kevin Ryman, so that's a definite maybe for me. And I don't quite remember why, but I always felt like Alyssa and handyman plumber David King had a thing going, and David's a really cool character, so I'm actually hoping David is Grace's dad. But honestly and unfortunately, and just hear me out, Grace's personality is a lot like Jim Chapman. Very timid and fearful. Even one of his techniques in the game was playing dead so the enemies avoided him. With what we've seen so far of Grace, it wouldn't surprise me if she does something similar. Hey, anything's possible. And with these 5 dudes, Alyssa's got her options. I just hope Capcom reveals it, and it would be totally awesome to see any of these other Outbreak survivors return. Now, question number 2, fans of the original Resident Evil 3 might agree that the Resident Evil 3 remake was a
rather unfortunate turn of events.
But whether we like it or not, this is the route Capcom decided to go moving forward into Requiem. While the original Resident Evil 3 had totally awesome epilogues for the original characters, except for Carlos for some reason, the remake had this weird few second long epilogue scene that doesn't really show anything and seems completely pointless. What is the meaning of this? Well, hopefully this ties into Requiem somehow, maybe with the development with the new Elpis virus, which would help tie Resident Evil 3 remake and Requiem together and make some sense out of this nonsense. Now, question number 3. Speaking of Resident Evil 3, my third and final question is, dude, just what happened to Carlos? Not only is he one of the best and coolest characters of the entire series, but in both Resident Evil 3s, he's a main and essential part of the story. He single-handedly saved Jill's life. Without him, she would have been a goner. And they escaped Raccoon City together. They're even seen together in the ending results screen, and if you've played the game and know his character, it's not likely he would have ditched Jill and not helped her continue the fight against Umbrella. So where'd he go?
I'm not gonna die on you, leave you in a cold, cruel, Carlosless world.
Okay.
We haven't seen him since. I really hope we see Carlos Oliveira resurface again in Resident Evil Requiem, and maybe get a backstory on where he's been this whole time since RE3. Well, those are my 3 questions. I personally hope we get some closure on these in particular with Resident Evil Requiem. I'd love to know if you all have some unsolved mysteries you hope to get answered by Resident Evil Requiem as well. We've only got a month left, and I know I'm ready to rock. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm so close to 400 subscribers, and I'm super happy about that. You guys are awesome. I love you all. I thank God for you. Thank God for Resident Evil. And until next time, bye.